And every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? You'll find your fortune falling all over the town. Just be sure that your umbrella is upside down, babe. Now trade them for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you know you gotta have showers. And when you hear it thunder, don't run under a tree, 'cause there'll be pennies from heaven for you and me, babe. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. Oh, yeah. The great pennies from heaven. Good evening and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Byron Stripling, and this is Offstage Live. We're pleased and privileged to have a great piano player with us. His name is Micah Thomas, and I'm going to ask Micah to play a song off his latest CD. Great Micah Thomas. I want you to make your way to the microphone real quick, and while you're doing that, I want to just let everybody know on bass this afternoon we have the great Mr. Andy Woodson right there, and he's Columbus's finest bassist, and he's also the best bassist in this room, I think, also. So we want to give that to him, too. No, really, one of the...
Shawn agrees with that.
But one of the great bass players of all time, and we love him so much, and we thank him for his presence. And by the way, if you'd like to play exactly like Andy Woodson, and you're a bass player, and you want a lesson from him, you can. How could we contact you? Is there a website that we could go to?
Find me on Facebook.
Just find him on Facebook and message him, and you too could play like Andy Woodson. Woodson, Andy Woodson. Find him on Facebook, message him, and we'll have a bunch of Andy Woodson clones, people playing just like you. We want to say thank you for a couple people tuning in. Susan Schwartz, we want to thank, and always Rosemarie. We love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Micah, step up to the mic and tell us a little bit about your new album and what's the title of it.
The title, is this thing on? I hope it is on. It's called
Like time?
Like tide pods, the ocean.
Or like tie a yellow ribbon around the old. No, you don't know that. You're too young.
No, I'm too young.
You're too young. You don't know that. Tell us about the song you played. What was the title of it? And was it inspired by a pretty girl or your pet rock?
This one was called Venta, and it was neither inspired by a pretty girl or a pet rock.
A pet rock. Is it so your original composition?
Yes, indeed.
What
All the songs in the album are my original composition.
Sounds like you're bragging now.
Well, you gotta make it somehow.
Tell me, how could we get a copy of your new record?
You
if we
can
want to?
buy it on Bandcamp. You can either buy it digitally, or you can buy a physical CD, which would give me more money.
Just go ahead and tell the truth. So the CDs do better. So I don't want to buy it or I don't want a CD or another copy. So can I just I want to just have it for free. How do I do that?
You can also do that by streaming it from Apple Music or Spotify or probably other places.
You shouldn't have told me that. I was just joking. I want people to buy your CD.
Where can we rip it off for free?
Right. Yeah,
I actually found a place.
are there already bootlegs we can
there
get?
are already
right?
bootlegs.
Right. So
I'm scared to click on the link because it'll give me a virus. But yeah, I saw it.
So don't say virus in this room, okay, by the way. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is the great Micah Thomas, and we thank you for his great talents. We are pleased, privileged, and indeed blessed to have it with us. If you look down there, you will see there's an alto saxophone, there's a tenor saxophone, and there is a flute. And that means that we have somebody special in the house because there's not many people that can play all those with the proficiency, which is a big word for me, with the proficiency of our guest artist for this particular concert. They call him Thunder. In fact, he's Dr. Thunder, and he is a saxophone player. That's the Thunder, by the way. But I heard him many, many years ago, and I was blown away by his playing, and he has all over the country excited people through his playing, and we should also mention that he is a professor, indeed a head of the department of the jazz department of the Ohio, did I say the Ohio, excuse me, the Ohio State University, and there he leads young people down the path of righteousness, but he is one of those teachers that really walks his talk. When he plays, he's preaching, and when he's teaching, he's preaching. It's all one thing to him, and he does both incredibly well. And I want you to join me in welcoming, playing a song called 20. Can you come on up? This is the great Shawn Thunder Wallace, and he's going to go back to the Coltrane roots, and he's going to then superimpose the Charlie Parker roots, and we hope that if you'd like, you can sing along with this one. And this one is called 26-2, and then later he'll jump into one that's similar, Confirmation. This is Shawn Wallace. Great Shawn Thunder Wallace there with 26-2 and a little bit of confirmation. And before we go any further, we want to say hello to the great Jay Miglia, who says hi to Shawn, and he says, "Yeah, doctor." So you know what that means. That means he loves you, and we love Jay Miglia. If you're anywhere close by and you can stop by the Jazz Academy, come up and play half a tune with us, just half a tune. No, he's probably at home sleeping. So no, but thanks for joining us. We want to say hello to Lori Williams Wallace, and that happens to be a very close, very dear friend of Shawn's. So we want to say hello to Lori.
Hey, sweetie.
Elizabeth Goodman, as well as Kim Goodman. So Kim we love so much, and Elizabeth I meet whenever I go to Arizona, and Kim has a nephew that is not even 20 yet, and is bigger and taller than you, Shawn. So you have to watch out. If he were to play saxophone, then you'd be in trouble. You know. Anyway, we thank you for 26-2. Do you want to say anything about how that song influenced you in your life?
Well, it's Coltrane, and I ended it with Charlie Parker's Confirmation. John Coltrane actually used Confirmation as the blueprint for the tune. So I thought it would be a nice thing. Actually, it's kind of a sort of a retrospective, because it starts with the thing that came later and then goes back to where it came from. But Coltrane and Charlie Parker have been primary influences in my playing.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, there's a song that I used to hear Julie Garland sing. I think it was called Alone Together. And I think that you had planned on playing that. Could you grace us with your version of that? And I know, and this one we might actually be able to sing along with. The other one was too fast for me, so I tried. This is Shawn Thunder Wallace on the tenor. This is Alone Together. great Shawn Thunder Wallace and Alone Together. Thanks for that beautiful rendition. We want to continue saying hi to our friends. We have the great Linda Landis listening, and we miss seeing Linda.
Hey, Linda.
Linda's the first trombone player in the Columbus Jazz Orchestra, and it's been too long. We hope to see her very soon, and we'll be making announcements soon about how you can do that. Also, we have the great Todd Freeman, who is a huge jazz fan, along with his little son, Caspian, whose favorite piano player is Oscar Peterson.
Yeah.
Yes, he loves Oscar Peterson. He's got a book that he reads. I mean, he's about, well, Moses is older. Your son is older than Caspian. But he loves Oscar. Can you play two measures like Oscar Peterson? That's pretty cool. And you copped it, too. That's right into that vibe. Well, Caspian will appreciate that one, and we love Todd and Caspian as well as Rudaba. The whole family are big jazz fans. They come to our concerts all the time. And they're young people, too, which we love. We love young people. So, Shawn, you have to tell us, was it, because I know somebody's going to ask me, was it the alto first and then the tenor? Was it the tenor first? Was it a lot of people, back when I was coming up, but you're younger than me, people always said, if a guy said, I want to play sax, they go, well, then start with clarinet. Yeah. Is that a thing? Is that true? Or should you just play what you want?
That is true. I've been doing an interview series. I actually interviewed you. It was first called the Quarantine Interviews.
And I can find that on YouTube, right?
You can find it on YouTube. You can find all my content through my website, drthundermusic.com. But yeah, I mean, I interviewed Walt Weiskopf, and I interviewed Doug Lawrence and J.D. Allen and a ton of great, players, Branford Marsalis, a bunch of folks. And one thing that I found interesting was, it's that thing that you just said, was a number of them, J.D. Allen, Doug Lawrence, Walt Weiskopf, just to name a few, they all started that way. Started on clarinet,
right.
And then their next instrument was alto saxophone, and then after alto, then they ended up on tenor, which is a very usual thing. Oh, also Antoine Maroney, same thing.
Yeah. Now, who was your first teacher? Would you consider that like your father? Or who was
Yeah. My dad was a great saxophone player. Sounded like Lou Donaldson.
Oh, beautiful! You had a hip dad.
Oh yeah, super hip. The hippest. He had a record company. He was writing kind of R&B, kind of 60s R&B.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, it's interesting because I was teasing him about this, but he's been getting some checks and some royalty checks for.
Could he send them to my family? I have two kids in college.
He's been getting some royalty checks for these songs that he wrote, a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
And I was teasing him. I told him he finally made it. But he was not a professional musician. He was professional for a period, but once I kind of took it on, and actually prior to that, he got a day job to support his family.
Yeah.
He's got 4 kids, and so he was my first teacher. I started on alto saxophone, and I started when I was 6. And alto was too big, actually, so he created this, or he designed this wood stand. He set it on top of a piano bench, and I'd walk up to and I could, play a little bit, because it's a lot of weight to be on a, a 6-year-old's neck.
Yeah.
So he designed that, and I got a lesson from him 3-4 days a week. He was very careful with the way that he talked about music. We get big into talking about practicing and telling students you got to practice. Practicing is what's happening. He never called it practicing. He'd say, "Go get your horn. Let's play."
Yeah.
Because kids want to play.
Right. Yeah.
And as you get older, you're trying to be responsible, and you get kind of duty oriented. And it became more of a practice thing. And recently, I'd say over the last 3 years or so, I've been trying to return to that, thinking about it more as playing.
Sure.
And less as practicing.
Right, absolutely. I love that. I like that concept, and because that's how we all got into it and started loving it. So there's another thing that you have there, and Kim Goodman will be interested in this one because it's a flute. And so that means you have to be really in tune if Kim is listening, because she's got a doctorate in flute, so you know she's serious. But I know that she loves your playing. And is that what you're playing next? Are you going to play a little flute for us?
Yeah, I'll play a wave.
Give us a little bit of wave. Shawn Thunder Wallace on wave. Wallace right there on Wave. Well, we want you to know that all good things must come to an end, but we want to recognize once again this amazing band that we've had to play for you this particular Sunday. Once again on the bass, Andy Woodson. And if you want to Zoom with Andy and get a couple lessons, make sure to go to Facebook and look him up, and he will. I can't wait to see all these clones of Andy Woodson coming out. Also, we remind you that Micah Thomas there has his new CD out. We want you to go. And is that bandcamp.com I could go to? And I just put in Micah, like Micah rolled the boat show. Hallelujah. So put in Micah Thomas and you'll find his CD. That'll come up for you. And please buy the physical copy. Much better sound. And you get to, are there liner notes? No liner notes, so we don't have to be bothered with that.
Does that come on 8-track?
And Andy Woodson is looking for an 8-track, but what we'll do is we'll buy you a CD and then we'll transfer it to 8-track, you know. And finally, our great soloist this time, the great Shawn Thunder Wallace. And do you have albums that we could get? How can we get them?
Yeah, so my first classical project was released in January this year. Seems like a lifetime ago because of how things have changed so much. But it's all Marcel Mule commissioned works. It's on my YouTube channel. Released it there. It's also on SoundCloud.
Great.
So there's that. Also have online lessons, and you can access that through my website. Again, drthundermusic.com. There's my interview series, which started with quarantine interviews. Now it's called Conversations with Dr. Thunder. My last interview was with Wynton Marsalis, so you can check that out. It's on my YouTube channel. I'm in episode 67.
Wow, that's a lot of interviews.
Yeah, I actually interviewed Byron Stripling.
Yes, and that's the best one of all of them, I have to say.
And there's also my hot licks. So
right.
I've been doing these Instagram hot licks, and so those are all
quickly
on my
tell me
website.
what the hot licks like. If I go on Instagram, put in your name, that comes up, the hot licks?
Yeah, so all of my stuff is easy to access. It's all Dr. Thunder Music. Twitter's that, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, my website, and actually YouTube also, Dr. Thunder Music. You can find me that way. But what the hot licks were is basically little phrases, and they're anywhere from stuff that's pretty kind of 251 oriented, inside kind of bebop kind of stuff, to pretty challenging technical stuff.
Yeah.
And I play them on different instruments, but all that stuff is on my website now. There's a 200 pack of in PDF file format, written out in all keys. They can be played on any instrument.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff is there, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of other stuff. But if you want to find out more information, there's all kinds of videos and all kinds of content on my website, on my YouTube channel. So drthundermusic.com.
Well, that's great stuff, and it's all great stuff. We want to say we've been told that we miss you, CJO, and it says everyone, and of course we miss everybody too. And we will have upcoming announcements about how you're going to get to see us this coming season, and we're excited about those because in whatever way possible, whether you're with us in an audience, whether you're with us virtually, you're going to be able to see the CJO, and we make sure of that. We thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. This is our way of keeping a connection with you. We thank these great musicians, and once again, the musicians of the Columbus Jazz Orchestra. We have a special project we'll be introducing. We've got so much fun stuff for you, you're not going to be able to understand it. It'll be just so overwhelming for you. So we look forward to that. Thank you for joining us today. And we're going to close out with a little one. And we thank you for listening. Please join us next Sunday when we will have the great Michael Cox playing with us. But this is an old one, and it's just called We. And it's not We Are the World. Is it? No, it's just We. Okay. Here we go. And Thank you. We'll see you next time.
How much of that got on the end?